with that, Tracy, you have anything else? No. Chris, you have
Nope,
anything
I'm all
else?
set, thank you.
Chief?
Nope.
Julie? Toby? Tony? Mr. Whitman, how are you tonight?
Good. Mr. Supervisor, how are you?
I'm fine. I thought I'd say hello to you. Do you have anything you'd like to speak of this evening?
We did we continue to have a problem with Kildare Meadow subdivision, which we're working to address.
I can't hear you. Keep talking to the microphone, please.
Sorry. I don't have microphones either. We are continuing to have a problem with the Kildare's Meadow subdivision that we're working to address. A couple of weeks ago, one of the neighbors complained about stormwater management or erosion and sediment control there. And they called the DEC. The DEC called our office, and we've been following up. We sent a letter a couple of weeks ago in June. We've done a follow-up site inspection. There are still some areas of non-compliance, and we're going to be following up with another letter tomorrow to try to bring that site back into compliance.
Who's the developer on that?
Jack told me.
Thank you.
Can you mention the points that were not in compliance, just briefly?
I don't know the ones that I don't know the ones that are still out of compliance. The ones that were not in compliance a couple of weeks ago. There's a large. This is a site that's got more than 5 acres that are disturbed all at the same time. That means that if you haven't done any work on that area for 7 days or more, you actually have to stabilize it. In other words, you have to seed it and mulch it to start to get grass growing there, so that it will be less likely to have erosion occur and for that material to move off site. There's some work that needed to be done at one of the outlet control structures, and the silt fences were being overworked. There are bulges developing. They were getting pushed over by all the sediment that was involved in moving from one place in the site to the other because of the large disturbed areas, and we need to get those repaired.
Thank you.
Wayne, anything this evening?
No, nothing.
Brad?
Nothing more.
Jim?
Nothing. Nothing.
Yes.
I just want to mention something. There was a planning board meeting on Monday night, and the Loretto project, there were public hearings for the Loretto project that night. One of the requests that came up by a planning board member is that the town board act on an ordinance concerning sidewalks. The issue at Loretto is that they are going to put in sidewalks, and the point was brought up that there would need to be an agreement between the town and Loretto, talking about the new project at New Dimensions. There would be need to be a specific agreement about sidewalks. The point that the planning board member, who's been on for a number of years, had brought up was that the planning board had asked that the town board address this issue of sidewalks, a sidewalk ordinance, and not to hold Loretto responsible for its sidewalks, and not have all of the commercial people who have sidewalks not responsible for those. So 3 of us town board members were at that meeting, and we agreed to look at developing or passing an ordinance on sidewalks. I guess my question tonight to our town attorney is, that was their formal resolution, and do we as a town board need to acknowledge that resolution with one of our own? Or, I mean, their understanding is that we are going to do something about sidewalks.
Well, they can recommend to you whatever they want to recommend. You as a board can do whatever you want to do. You can take the recommendations, adopt an ordinance, or take the recommendations and say thank you very much, we'll look into it. The call is yours. They're just recommending that this be done. It's not a mandate to the board to do anything.
They did recommend, well, I'll talk to you.
Honestly, I'd just like to speak to that for a moment as well. The main concern of the whole discussion was the fact that we have sidewalks being put in with the retail developments and the banks and credit unions and whatever. And they agree to put the sidewalks in, but then they don't maintain them. So I believe it would be an ordinance to make sure that they maintain their, particularly in the wintertime, to plow them or shovel them. Or the town would do that and charge them back. That was the main issue. With the development with Loretto and their new project being a different type of a development, more residential, as opposed to commercial development, that I know that they have in their agenda to hire, which they do, a maintenance crew, that handles their whole grounds, their mowing, their so on and so forth. So